I am a person who believes wholeheartedly in routines. So as a medical biller, I make sure that I have a routine that I make sure that I do all the time so that I cannot miss anything and everything can get done. So if you're interested in hearing what that routine is, then please keep watching. Hi guys, welcome back. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I just reached my first 100 subscribers and I am so excited. I thank you guys for your support and I'm hoping that these videos about medical billing, business, and some lifestyle are giving you some type of insight or are helping you out. So I'm thinking that they are since you guys have subscribed and keep coming back. And I just hope to continue to give you some good content. So let's jump right into this video about my routine. So the first thing I wanted to discuss is where I do my medical billing. Like I've explained before, I have a 9 to 5 medical billing job and I also have my own business. So we'll be discussing it as being in my own business. I usually do my billing in my office, which is where I am right now. You don't see much, but maybe one of these days I'll do a little tour of the room. It's not too big, but it has in the essentials and what I need to do my billing. So I usually do my billing in my office. Of course, because I'm at home, I can do it anywhere I please, but I don't like to do that because to me, it makes me feel relaxed, unfocused. I'm watching TV. I want to cook. I want to clean. So I try to make sure that I always do it in my office. Now, if you're also doing billing from home or from a site where there are other people around, please make sure that there is no one around to see patient's information because, of course, that is a HIPAA violation and you don't want anyone to be able to see patients' important information and documentation and stuff like that. But as far as with myself, I don't have people around like that. And when I do, I come in my room and I lock the door and I can do that. But sometimes you don't have that luxury of doing that. So you might have your office in a little area in your home. So just try and make sure that you maybe have something covering you or, like I said, no one's home at the time, but just try and make sure no one's around so they can see people's information. But where I usually do it is in my office, which is specifically for doing my business and doing my billing. Now, the second part of my routine is time blocking. I try to time block because I have, of course, other things going on, my personal life, my 9 to 5 job, and they're just other things in life, which everyone has, that's going on. So I try to time block. I try to give myself a span of time where I make sure that I am doing billing. So like today is Saturday. It's not always the same time for me when I decide to do the billing, but I feel like I am better in the mornings. So I usually try to get up early and do the billing in the morning. Now, sometimes that doesn't work because I have to go to my 9 to 5 job. So I would do it in the afternoon after work, or I would get up really early before I even start to get dressed for work and I would do the billing then. So it's just when I feel like it because I try to make it a routine to do it in the morning, but it doesn't always work like that. And, that's how life goes. So I try to time block when I'm going to do the billing. If you hear some noise, my puppy Cody is in here and, he likes to make noise when I do videos. During this time, I do the following things. Now, like I said, I don't always do the same things. I try not to miss anything, so I try and kind of go down a routine of do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Do I need to do this? So that I can make sure I don't miss anything. But sometimes I don't have to do the same thing. Sometimes I don't have payments to post. Sometimes I don't have claims to send. So it just depends on what I have to do, and that's what makes up what I actually do. So what I do try to do daily is check my email. Now, I don't always have new emails, but just so that I won't miss anything, so that I can stay on top of answering any questions the providers might have. so that I can, stay up on anything as far as, billing is concerned. I just try to make sure I check my email daily. Now, I try to make sure I check it at least once a day. And I try not to check it more than that, because you can get in the habit of checking your email, checking it in the morning, checking it in the afternoon, checking it in the evening. Like, you can just continuously be checking your email. If I'm specifically looking for something, then I may check it more than once. But I usually just try to check my email one time a day. When I check it for that one time, I try to do everything that needs to be done, unless there's something that I need to, research, look into, and then answer back. But then I usually try to answer that back on the following day. I don't try to go back into my email, check it again, and do that. So one time a day is when I usually check my email. Then I try to deal with any follow-ups that I have to do, whether that is calling insurance companies, denials and appeals, communications to providers, if I have to actually call a provider. Like, I just try to, anything that I have to follow up on. If I need to send corrected claims, that would fall in the denials and appeals. If I have to call the insurance company to find out the status of a claim, to get a claim reprocessed, this is when I would do that. So that all falls in dealing with follow-ups. Now, of course, that's only 3 things that I mentioned there. There are probably a lot more, not probably, there are a lot more things that can happen that you might need to follow up on. You might need to call another office. I mean, there are just so many things that you need to do, but it falls under following up. So I usually, after I check my email, I usually try to do any follow-ups that I have to do. Now, it sounds simple, but sometimes it's not, because if I'm doing this follow-up, let's say after I come home from work, then the insurance company that I may need to call may be closed. And so then I need to make another list to say, well, okay, call this insurance company in the morning at 8 o'clock, in the afternoon, call them. And a good thing that I found is that the insurance companies are being open later and later. So where for me before, it used to be kind of like an issue, because if I work from 9 to 5 and then I need to call an insurance company and they are only open from 9 to 5, then it's hard for me to do that. I would have to call during my lunch. And, sometimes you just want to have lunch. You just don't want to be doing work. You want a time that you'll be able to relax. But what I've been noticing is that a lot of the insurance companies open later. And then for me as well, where I'm located, the time difference sometimes help. Right now, I think we're on the same time, like, Florida, New York, and all of those places on the east side. But there are some times when we are completely, maybe 2 hours or an hour, we're really off with the time, especially when the time changes, because we don't change our time. Whenever time changes, we leave our clocks and you guys change your time if you're in the United States. So I try to call, before work, after work, and I kind of have a list where the common insurance companies that I call, I would write down the days and the times that they're open. I also noticed that they're open on the weekends as well, which is the best, because then I can call whoever I need to call on the weekends, and that works out perfectly. Then I try to bill out any claims that need to be billed out. So I get claims in different ways. I get them from the providers by fax, by a secured HIPAA compliant fax. Let me mention that, because you need to make sure that that is what it is. From Dropbox. I also remote log into certain clients' databases or their practice management systems, so I get the information that way. So I try and make sure that I bill out any claims that need to be billed out. For the most part, when I first started out, especially with specialties that I were not familiar with, it may take me a little bit longer to bill out claims. You want to make sure everything is right, that you have, the information in the right place, that you have that the provider or whoever's coding has their information correctly before you send it out and then have to get a denial or a rejection. So it took me a little longer to do at the beginning, but as I continue to do it and do it and do it, it's, it doesn't take that long. Sometimes, especially with OBGYN, I know I mention OBGYN so often, but that's because that's what I've done the longest. And so I know it well. And when I do OBGYN billing, it's pretty, I don't want to say easy, but it's simple. I know what to look for. I've dealt with it so much. I know the codes, I know the diagnosis, I know what certain insurance companies want, and so it doesn't take me that long. But like I said, with specialties that may be newer to me, it may take me a little bit longer. So I can be billing anywhere between a half an hour or 3 hours. Sometimes it may take a little longer to bill. So like I said, this is my routine. I might not do it all in one day because I might not have that block of time to do 3 hours worth of billing. And then the last thing that I usually do is post payments. Again, for posting payments, posting is pretty simple. You do have to make sure that you are watching the numbers and the figures and that things are being paid correctly, because you might get paid for a claim, but then they didn't pay correctly. They paid it out of network instead of in network. The amount that they allowed was maybe too little than what was contracted. So all those things you have to keep in mind, but payment posting is pretty simple and to the point, and it doesn't take as long, like maybe billing out or calling insurance companies or stuff like that. So that's basically my routine. I try to check my email, I do any follow-ups, I send out claims, and then I post payments. Like I said, I'm probably missing some things because there are a lot of little things here and there, but that's the basis that I try to follow every time I do the billing so that I can make sure I don't miss out on anything. Because you can get caught up on posting payments, but if you don't send out any bills, then there will be no payments to post. Or if you posted a payment and it was denied and you needed to call the insurance company, but you don't have that set up in your routine, then that claim will go unpaid when you could figure out whether it needs to be paid or not, and you need to do that. So setting out these little blocks of time and these little routines that you should do, it really helps you out. So this was a quick video, but I hope it helps, because I know sometimes when people are new at doing billing, they just don't know where to start, and they kind of feel like there's so much to do. And it could be like that. It can feel like that. But if you have something where you have steps, that even if I go to payment posting as a step in my routine and I don't have any payments to post, at least I know that. I looked at it, I said, okay, now I should be posting payments, but I don't have anything to post, then I should be good. But if I go in the next day and I look at it and I have payments to post, then I know I can post them. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I do videos every Saturday, and if you have any videos that you would like me to do, please let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.